Robin.
You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. On the Virus. Sirius XM.
Thank you, Rich. That means a lot right now. What is he talking about? We got Stephen Merchant on the radio.
Yes. Stephen Merchant.
Hi.
How are you, Stephen?
I'm all right. How are you guys?
Great.
You're sitting
Are we
around-
on live now? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? And what are the rules? You can swear, can't you?
You could swear, you could do whatever you want.
Right. This is why. This is American freedom of speech. That
Yeah,
they let you guys on just to swear.
It's satellite speech,
I
freedom
see.
of speech. Regular radio, though, they're like, even if you say tit, they'll freak out.
Okay,
Which
right.
is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Oh, there you are, swearing again.
Yeah,
Straight
there
away.
it is.
Well, is that what
See?
people tune in for? They want the swearing? They look forward to the swearing?
Early on, I think they were into
Right,
that.
yeah.
Now it's like
I think it's just-
enough with the fucks. What do you got to say?
It's pretty much the way I just talk normally.
Okay. Right.
Which is kind of freeing.
Did you have much
yeah.
of a career on regular radio?
Yeah, we had a
did
pretty
all right.
good run for a while.
Okay.
We fucked that up really well, and we're exiled here now.
We had 3 over-the-top amazing firings.
Oh, I thought you were going to say fans.
No, that's true.
I think it was 3, right? We
Yeah,
told
yeah.
Boston the mayor was dead. That got us a firing. But it also got us
Right out.
a great promotion. We got to move to New York and do radio.
Yeah.
And then we fucked that up by having, allegedly, a couple have sex at St. Pat's Cathedral.
St. Patrick's Cathedral. They had sex in the church.
We've
and-
On the air?
yeah.
Well, Stephen, we figured our we figured our careers.
I might shoot off, guys, if I'm honest. This is not the sort of radio I'm into. I'm a classy guy. I work for the BBC.
I could tell.
Stephen, we figured our careers were going so well. Who needs to be successful? So we blew it up in one day. One fucking day.
So,
One day.
It happens.
as a guest on their show, they were gaining so much heat. They were in like 20 markets, and I was on all the time. I'm going, this is fucking great. I went and bought a Mercedes, and they got fired the next fucking day.
Yeah.
See, that's
There's some kind of lesson there.
TV was
don't
calling.
depend on us.
TV was calling magazines. We were in a magazine every other week. Since then, nothing. Nothing after we
now
blew
we
off.
just come in, we punch the clock,
and realize
And
realize
just fill
that
out the hours before you die.
That's pretty much it.
we realize we're on the downside of our careers. But
Yeah, we're on the down slope.
Good, well, I'm glad to be here in the glory years.
Yeah,
the post-glory years.
some people you meet on the way up as you're on the way down.
Sure.
It's like watching people on the escalator.
Yeah.
When you're going down and they're coming up, you're just like, oh, hi. Congrats and have fun wherever you end up. I'm down to the basement.
We gave up trying to get to the point we were. We just gave up.
Yeah. For a while, we were just like,
We'll get right back there.
Syndicated nationally on regular terrestrial radio around the country. You know what?
And how bitter are you?
Satellite.
A little bit.
Were you bitter?
Look at our faces.
Yeah.
I'd be bitter.
I'm 20 years old.
It really has taken its toll.
That old gag.
I'd be
I'm
bitter.
doing a lot of old gags today, man.
I would be bitter though if I didn't have it so well. See, it's been
life's okay for you?
It treated me well. So now I just feel kind of like.
What is it that gets you through the day? Booze? Drugs?
Yeah.
Hookers?
Wow,
Wow, you
are
read
good.
the room
Yeah.
nicely.
You're like,
Yeah.
that I like booze, girls, and guns. Those are like my 3 and not even in that order.
I think it's in that order.
Holocaust
Is
though.
it in that order?
I think it might be
And
in that order.
Holocaust movies? No, not quite.
Holocaust movies?
I'm not German.
No.
Schindler's List was pretty
No,
good.
you point and go,
Well,
ha-ha.
Stephen, he's a fan of the
I like the era.
He's a
I
fan
like
of
the
the
whole era.
The Holocaust era?
No, not the Holocaust era as much as the 30s.
It gets a lot of bad
40s.
press,
It
but there
really
must have been
does.
some good stuff going on.
Something
But
had to have a laugh.
there's always sunshine after the rain. There must have been something.
There must have been something.
During that time, someone was having fun somewhere.
2 people must have had sex in a church somewhere.
Yes.
But it wasn't in an attic.
No, it was
I'm thinking-
a quiet time.
I'm thinking there's one guy that came home from work to find that his wife was no longer in the house and might have been a little happy. That's all I'm
About
saying.
it, you think?
But no one wants to talk about that side of these
Just these
horrific things that
muddy
happen.
jackboot prints on his floor, and kind of went like,
And when she's gone, they took her.
Wow.
And then he had a fake cry and all, and then he escaped and went to some other country.
He got somewhere.
And got remarried.
There's a movie there. There's a Holocaust movie for you.
That is. Oh my God.
What a lovable character he'll be.
Lovable.
Maybe Kevin James could play him.
Yeah.
Well, our tragedy is obviously, 9/11.
Yes.
You're trying to tell me now there wasn't one guy that died that day was the biggest
that
piece
people
of
thought
shit.
was an asshole.
The biggest piece of
I
shit.
hated
And when
that
it happened,
guy.
they went, "Oh my God, look! This is the luckiest day of my life."
Hey, call in if you are that guy.
Yeah, if you're that guy or you knew, if you owed someone $100,000 that died that day.
By the way, if we did this break on regular radio or TV, fired.
Sure.
Because no one wants to talk in those terms.
Well, then rightly so.
Obviously,
It's offensive and
obviously it's
morally
offensive.
repugnant.
Yeah,
Obviously,
so.
it was an over the top horrific day for just about everybody.
Well, just about.
But I'm saying there was maybe a few people that said, "Wow, this
I
is
was
like
in
winning
trouble
the lottery."
yesterday. Today, no trouble.
Right.
Instantly out of trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've watched the Ricky Gervais show, the animated podcast. Fucking hysterical.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
It is
Thank you.
so goddamn funny, man. And little round-headed shit. Carl. That and I'm sure because we've gotten asked from certain retards we have on our show, is that real? Is that guy real? That is. You can't fake that kind of stupidity.
I always think when people say is Carl real, they are the Carls of their group.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you can't. People say to you, "Do you write it?" You could not write.
No.
The stuff. He was talking about the pyramids. We showed him a picture of the pyramids because we sent him on this show where he travels around the world.
Yeah, that's
and,
great.
and he looked at the pyramids and he said, "Bad design." Straight away went, "Bad design." He said the living room huge, bedrooms tiny. We have to point out it's a mausoleum. It's not a house. It's not a house, Carl. But you
Bad
can't.
design.
I don't think an intelligent comic can come up with that because it would never occur to you it was a house.
Right.
You know, if you know it's a crypt, you can't sort of unlearn that.
You're
know?
not gonna think of it as a house.
Right,
It's a crypt.
right, yeah.
Bad design. The pyramids, which have been
Bad
there
design.
for thousands
He was
of
furious
years.
because they were the Great Pyramids and the Great Wall of China. He said, "I'll be the judge of that." They're just the Wall of China. They're a pyramid. I'll decide if they're great. It's like he was annoyed at ancient Egypt for naming it that.
How did this start? Now, I know you guys had this great idea of making him famous.
Right.
Now, where did he originally come from? You guys just know him?
Comes from Manchester in the north of England, and Ricky and I used to host a radio show together, and then I think we got fired. Probably for something far less controversial than you guys, just for being
Sex
shit.
of the Abbey.
Right. Yeah. And then we had some success with The Office and stuff, so then they invited us back. And we returned like conquering heroes. They gave us the Saturday morning, graveyard slot.
I got to slow you down for 1 second because too many people going, "Who is Stephen Merchant?"
Come on.
You
fair
need to know who Stephen Merchant
Holy
is. He's
fuck,
Ricky Gervais's partner in crime. They've done a ton of stuff together.
Yeah.
Extras was
Extra.
so.
I'm just finally starting to get
so
into
fucking
extras,
good.
and I can't get enough of it. The British Office, obviously. This new show on HBO.
Yeah, this looks.
The radio show together, like you guys said.
Yeah, the podcast. I saw the season premiere a few days ago.
Oh, where he came up with
the movie idea.
Well, so for the people emailing in saying they don't know who the hell we are, I worked with Ricky for years, and then we started doing this radio show again. And Carl is this round-headed dude who was just here to press the buttons. I don't know which of these people in this room is your gimp, but
That's pretty much all.
and we just started asking him questions, and he just started answering with these answers that you just wouldn't expect, and just offering up stories, but offering up stories like, about some dude he knew who had a horse who kept in the house. But just like that was normal. That was a normal thing, Yeah, I knew a guy who had a horse in the house. Like we're supposed to go, okay, move on. And since then, Ricky has been keen to make him into a reluctant star, which he's definitely done.
Yeah.
We got to do that with Rich Ross.
Ricky's laugh at Carl, it kills me too. He'll just laugh hysterical and then just go, "You're mad! You're mad!" It fucking kills me every time.
Well, the season premiere of the HBO show, I think, was when he had a meeting. He got invited to a meeting with some movie producers, and he told us this idea that he'd improvised on the spot, which he thought was inspired.
Oh my God.
And it was a movie starring Rebecca De Mornay, which, as I pointed out, would be great if it was 1985, and Clive Warren.
Clive Warren.
Who he meant Clive Owen, but
and
Clive Warren was the star in his
And they wouldn't stop calling him Clive Warren the whole show. It was killing me. It's like, oh, you mean Clive Warren?
But
he's
extraordinary. But this show we did on HBO. And then we've done this other show, which is on the Science Channel, which is we sent him around the world against his will to see the 7 wonders of the world, and he absolutely hated it. He tried to buy his way out of it 3 times. He was like stranded in the jungle in middle of nowhere, just phoning the producer saying, "I'll give the money back. Send me home."
It is great. He's a great. You can't even say character because it's really him.
Yeah.
And the animations look great too. I mean, it does add so much.
Nice
to
kind of
the
Hanna-Barbera.
Very old school to it, and adds so much to it.
But he comes up with ideas, which he thinks are sensible ideas. He said one time he just went, "You know what would be good? See-through skin." Because then the doctors could just look through the skin, they could see what's going on in there. But then to him, like, that idea should then be applied. Scientists should just go, forget dealing with AIDS. Let's get the see-through skin.
We got to figure this out immediately.
Well, his idea with the movie
Carl
with
says.
half the brain is classy. Whoever's listening, obviously, got to watch it. But just that you could take somebody else's half of the brain, because he heard that you could function with half a brain. Mm-hmm. So take someone else's half a brain that is either in a coma or dead or whatnot, and put it in your head, and that way you can kind of almost live with them vicariously through their other half of the brain. And then all kinds of drama happens. Lesbianism. It's just like it's so off the wall.
Kind of makes sense in a weird way.
It does. His stuff does it. It almost makes sense if you're completely insane.
Right.
Yeah. No, he does it. Sometimes there's something that gets through to you that you start to think, damn it, he's got a point there.
He might have
That's
something.
really distressing.
He might have something there.
Yeah.
Wow. So you just kind of found him and now sending him around the world.
Yeah.
Which goddamn.
He hated it. Hated every moment. He hated India. He said of India, it's the worst place on the world.
On the world.
Couldn't find any redeeming value in India at all. He said of the Great Pyramids, it just looks like a game of Jenga that got out of hand.
I like when he's talking about Australia and how he hates Australia because there's so many deadly creatures there, and then his logic as to why there were so many deadly creatures was that a lot of these bugs and whatnot live under rocks, and since Australia's on the bottom of the earth, which is in essence just a giant rock, that they live under there. And Ricky had to point out there is no up or down; it's all relative, and you couldn't really get that point.
You can't get kind of like big concepts. Like for years we tried to explain to him that idea that if you take an infinite number of monkeys, infinite number of typewriters, one of them eventually will type the complete works of Shakespeare. Just that's the nature of infinity. But he just starts saying, okay, if they read Shakespeare. No, they haven't read Shakespeare. It's totally random.
So this
to be or not to, does that count? No, it has to be the full sentence.
The full sentence.
You really send the guy, and then you animated the show around him going around the world?
No, sorry, these are 2 different shows. We should make that clear. Yeah, one is our live-action show where he gets sent around the world.
He's Carl.
Okay. Yeah,
you're looking at Kamar Carl.
You're looking at the American Carl right here.
Stephen, you see that list of words? Those are all the words he has mispronounced on our radio show. We keep track, and we have about another 7 to add today alone. And he only does the show once a month.
No, every 2 weeks. But I kill on stage. Fucking kill on stage.
It's
but you know, they're real ticklers when it comes to wording and
ticklers
or
sticklers.
Perfect. There you go. This is what we deal with.
Been better. Put the ticklers up there on the list.
And what was that movie? What was that movie you saw recently?
I fucked that up.
Lost in.
Oh. Well, I said it wrong because I was in. You know, you try to get everything in.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
So I said lost in translation, but it's translation.
Lost in translation.
It's translation.
Lost in Trans-Asian, which is a
translation. But you know what? Sometimes you're talking fast. You got to get words in. You fuck up every now and then.
What about when he mixed up frugal with what was the other one, Danny?
Frodo.
He wanted to say
frivol. No.
Frivolous and frugal, which frivolous and frugal, 2 opposite things.
Sure.
So it came out frugalous.
It's early, too,
Oh, yeah.
That's why you should have flooped the coop, like you said.
Yeah, they floop the coop.
Oh, I hate these ticklers for detail.
Yes,
Listen,
exactly.
You guys want a 9/11 story?
What?
I just want to prove my point.
All right, why not?
Do you mind?
No, go for it.
All right. Let's say hi to Steve in Jersey. Now, this is obviously a very touchy subject. I understand
it's
that.
10
but with every
years.
tragedy, there's somebody going, holy crap, this really helped out my situation. That's all I'm saying. With that, Steven, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Make a long story short.
By the way, enough time goes by, and like the Titanic, they'll make a fucking kiddie ride out of it. They put in the backyards of parties. You ever see that?
Let's just say my name is Steve, and let's just assume I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
I slept with my wife's sister. We got drunk one night, we slept together, and this was like in July. She proceeded to tell me about August the 20th that she was pregnant. She was also married, so she was trying to figure out how to tell her husband. I was trying to figure out how to tell my wife, and she died in the Trade Center tower, so nothing was ever said.
Well, lucky for you.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. And you thought this was a good idea to phone a radio station and tell people, it's been long enough now, my wife can deal with this information now. This is the way to break it to her. They're currently in the car and his wife is listening.
I'm sure he didn't want the person to die, but what I'm saying is it was a huge relief as far as the situation he was in.
Let's say my name is Steve and not disguise my voice at all.
Yeah, it was kind of emotional, but it was happy and it was sad too. On the at the same token.
Right. I'm sure there's worse stories than that, but that's sort of what I'm getting
pretty
at
bad.
That's an extraordinary story.
That's a
All right. Thank you, Steve. Let's go to Steve in South Dakota. Steve.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. We got Stephen Merchant in studio.
Stephen, on Extras, there was a line that you had when Ricky was in a play, and he introduced you to one of the midgets that was in the play. You walk up and you just go, Ricky introduced you, and you go, midget, and you shake his hand.
Yes, I remember.
Never in television, and then you proceed to go, where do you buy your clothes? From a baby store?
Baby store.
You live in a small house where I could be like a giant. I had tears rolling down my face. One of the best 10 seconds on television ever.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
How does that relate to 9/11 stories?
No, we don't want a lot of those. I was just trying to make a little point today. I mean, that's a horrible area to go down.
We talked to Ricky about those shows, the shows that you've done, The Office and Extras, just a few episodes. And then you just decide to not do anymore.
Well, I should point out that in the UK, firstly, you don't have the big teams of writers like you do in the US. It's just me and Ricky making those shows. And we get bored quickly, we get tired quickly, we get sick of each other quickly. And also there's no sort of economic incentive to keep it going because it's not like you can kind of do enough and get syndicated. So you may as well call it quits and make something new.
Wow, really?
And also I think it's partly that impulse as well to just not burn out an idea, you know, and it gets to that later stage where, you know, I used to love Roseanne, but towards the end,
it was awful.
It kind of got, you know, tricky. And when, like, you know, John Goodman was clearly away making movies because it'd be like, where's Dad? He's working out of town for the next 5 weeks.
We talk about that all the time with all the sitcoms where they can't sign everybody, so you get like
they do the phone call. It's like, hey, Richie's calling from school. Hi.
And then, you know, obviously,
then contractual obligation. They have to do a split screen of him like in a studio somewhere. I'm having fun at college.
Yeah, and he's clearly got a different haircut and a beard that he's got for the next movie role.
He's holding the phone in the 50s, wearing a digital watch. Just doesn't give a shit.
Oh, that's so true.
Oh yeah. I love the idea that Henry Winkler never left. Like everyone, it seemed, left that show, but Winkler's like, no, I am still here.
I'm sticking it out. I don't care. I'm 50 years old. I'm going to be
a teenager.
The teen. I'm going to be the ruckus teenager.
Did you ever see the Happy Days episode? There's a couple that stick with me. One where he goes blind. Fonzie goes blind.
And he had to put his motorcycle together.
Motorcycle back together while blind. I missed the beginning, so I don't know why he was blind or why the motorcycle was in different pieces. But there's also one where he solves racism in the Deep South. Do you remember that?
In the Deep South.
You remember this?
I remember the one where he solved racism or tried to solve racism when I think Styx was coming over to Richie's house for the party, and everybody at Arnold's didn't want to go to the party because there was a black guy at Richie's house. So Fonz told him, hey, y'all going to be there. And when Fonzie left, he expected everyone to be there, and they all went, I'm not going. And it was the first time, like, Arnold's turned against Fonzie.
Wow.
And didn't fucking listen to the Fonz.
And he did that in the deep shot. You can't even do that within yourself. And he had the whole sound.
Not my house.
But the one I saw was where some friend Richie's is going to the South to be like on a march, civil rights march.
Oh,
so the Fonz goes there, but obviously they can't afford to stage an entire march. So it mainly takes place in like this diner where the guy who runs it is like a real racist, and so Fonz walks in with this black dude, and there's a sign that sort of says "No blacks," and it ends with Fonzie like making some speech, hitting the counter, the sign falls down, and the audience erupts into applause. It's like, okay, no, this is on a lot in a studio in LA.
Yeah,
this is not really the team sound.
Real.
He's not really a racist.
Can we try to find this clip if it's short? I gotta see it. I don't remember this one.
Wow.
It's so good. And the waitress who's there goes, "I've learned a lesson," and she changes her opinion and she quits the job
just like that.
It happens so quickly, and it was such a realistic.
And the whole time.
Look at
there
that.
it is. Is that it there?
Whites only.
Whites
Let it
only.
rip. Let's hear his speech.
Let's make them signs. Oh, not out.
Meanwhile, it's just
He's on the way out. He's not going to let that.
Whites only. The sign goes down.
The sign goes down.
The whole time they still hate Jews.
There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, Fonzie didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Fonzie came back,
horrible.
wrote "No Jews" and hung that up.
Boy, they really ran out of ideas.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, it's like I was talking to someone yesterday about the. Obviously, I'm sure you talked about it before. The paedophile episode of Different Strokes.
Oh yeah.
It's just. I could not watch it. I could not get through it.
We only watched that one.
Yeah.
That's the only one worth watching.
Oh wow.
It's very sexy.
It's so bad. It's so creepy. And considering it's the guy from WKRP, it's
Right.
It's just like.
But it's just the idea that there's like 200 episodes in now, and the writers just think that we're invincible. You know what we should try and solve? Kiddie fiddling. We should wipe that out. We've got a platform here, guys.
Yeah, I just want to laugh. I don't want to think this.
That was
much.
the era, the 80s and shit was the era of the very special episode.
Right,
And they would call it that. They would say, this Sunday, a very special episode. And they would handle drug abuse. And it became like, it wasn't a sitcom anymore.
But that's what's interesting about the paedophile one, is that it starts off with the usual kind of jokes and the audience is laughing, and then it starts to get creepier, and there's still there's still one dude who and claps, and then realizes, okay, no, this is getting really intense now. But it's like they're still trying to laugh and enjoy it, but it's just really sinister. Where the old dude takes a kid into a room. It's like, should we be laughing?
That started off, I think, with Norman Lear shows in the 70s. I remember Good Times and All in the Family too. They would have these episodes that would end, and it wouldn't have the nice music and the applause of the audience. It would end with just the credits going over silence.
Right,
But the TVs were so bad back then, and the white background, you'd hear bop, 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 every time different letters came up, the credits, and it was supposed to leave you in this depressed mood.
Wow.
It was horrible.
So bizarre.
They were the worst episodes ever. It's like, oh, and they'd get a phone call. It's like, what? Hello? Yes? He is? I just got a call. He's dead. Bop, bop, meh, bop. When they run out of ideas, they have to go to the very special. I guess 6, 12 episodes.
This
whatever.
is another concern. We were worried that we would be dealing if we carried on The Office, our British version. We'd have had David Brent molesting someone, down the road. So
It would have been kind of funny to watch, though.
Oh, you've got it on the web.
been a
It's too
rape
much.
up there.
I cannot. He's just pulled up this paedophile episode, and it really makes me.
It really is.
I actually remember there's a moment where he makes them watch a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's kind of the implication that it's like a porno cartoon.
He's just trying to be one of the kids.
Quack, quack.
Oh, it's really making me my
It
skin
is
crawl.
uncomfortable.
Because he's such a race traitor.
Oh, Jesus.
Here, so look him over. Maybe we can play a little video game later on.
He's pulling what we call the old Mark Parento.
Yeah.
Look at these he's making them thumb through nudie magazines.
What you looking at?
Yeah.
You think we should look at this one? Of course.
Why are people laughing?
The audience is so unsure.
They're just,
You guys were looking at this, huh? There's nothing wrong with being naked. Especially there's nothing to be ashamed of. The point is, Arnold, that there's a good reason for looking at the human body and admiring it.
Yeah.
It's a work of art.
Oh, you've got to switch this off. It makes me... It's so uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable.
Not only is it bringing back a lot of memories.
Oh, shit.
You know, guys, you can just have an awful lot of fun with your clothes off.
Oh, my God, this is terrible.
It's so intense.
Well, for instance, just skinny dipping. I think
Did this guy ever work again?
I know that's.
You guys spent a lot, man.
I mean, Gary Coleman.
Here they are, right here.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we are down at the old water hole.
Look at us.
Old Polaroids.
Here's...
You don't have any clothes on either.
Hey.
I like the fact that this pedophile, though, is like, he's really thought this through. Like, he's got some nudie magazines, the cartoons, some photos. He's really got out of way. He's got the kit. He's got the pedophile kit.
He's well prepared.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
Sip.
Uh-oh,
Are they giving him alcohol?
Give him a little booze.
Oh, geez, that's gonna fuck
Michael
his
Jackson
kidney
called
up.
it Jesus
rainy
juice.
day like today, huh? You know, we ought to be playing some games.
Oh, God, this is just creepy.
No,
All right.
Please switch it off.
All right, enough.
No, come on. I didn't finish.
Enough.
I didn't finish.
But Arnold's friend doesn't have his shirt off yet. That part comes
You know,
later.
the problem with him is he got greedy. He tries. You can't get two at
Two
once.
at a time.
I dreamt of a threesome, and I'm not.
Oh, you're Wow. Kid's 8. He's got
My
a body
concern
like
is that
Holyfield.
pedophiles were at home watching this.
Yeah, and getting off
Yeah.
on it,
Take some
exactly.
pictures, and we're going to have
He's
another
taking
sip of wine.
pictures
And
now,
we're gonna
really.
take some more pictures. And give me strike a pose for me there.
This is, he's using all my lines from my house, though.
That's great, guys.
We're going to have some wine, take some pictures. It's going to be
We're just
great.
going to have a great time together this afternoon.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey, that's
boy.
great.
Oh, it's gross.
Why don't I be the lion? And
I mean,
you take the
how
pictures,
desperate
Lionel,
was this
okay?
actor that he agreed to do this role?
I know.
When that script landed.
Oh, he's riding them.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Rich, you do this?
Sorry, I don't have a tail for you to hang on to.
That's okay. You can just wag your behind.
And the
The
audience
audience is still laughing. The audience hasn't figured out what's going on yet. No. They're just going, what a lovely guy. He's giving them some wine, free. You know, wine's expensive. But, you know, he's bought the magazines. What a dude.
he took the
He's
whites
just a
only
really
sign down.
he's a really hospitable host.
What a
great.
sick fucking show.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That is awful. Right with the
So now they're jumping on a couch.
Hey.
Sorry we had to
please.
leave without saying goodbye, Curly. We looked out the peephole and saw it was my dad.
He doesn't even suspect that you were here.
You know, I feel funny about all this sneaking around.
Oh, don't worry about
It's
it.
not sneaking around. We're just simply trying to keep me out of trouble for giving you guys all these little treats after school. That's my man, huh? All right, fellas, and away we go.
Doing Gleason
Okay,
jokes?
guys, here it is. It's a showtime and a pie time. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Curly's Cartoon Cavalcade.
Oh, this really shows them the pornographic cartoons.
You check him out.
And then Arnold just did a crazy look as he saw this.
Just lost his pants. Dolly, this is an X-rated cartoon.
Where did he get X-rated cartoons?
No.
It's not.
I'll tell you the website.
Video store?
This is like pre the web as well.
Yeah.
You know, like nowadays, if you're a paedophile, you can get X-rated kiddie fiddling cartoons. You know,
He really had to hunt that shit down.
yeah.
True, like, I mean, that actor, like, who the fuck? Because that ruins careers.
Of course it does.
That ruins fucking.
The next day after that aired, did he leave
Yeah.
the house?
Hey, did you see me
Yeah.
last night on the episode? I was good, wasn't I?
There was a guy that was on Mary Tyler Moore. He was a regular, and then he did a pedophile fucking movie, like a kids, you know, after school special.
Yeah.
He never fucking worked again.
That was it.
He was done. It was done.
Yeah.
That's a bad agent.
You got a
Bad agent right there.
Oh,
now.
I feel really unclean now.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
it's
Like
horrible.
I'm looking at it, just feels like I'm just thinking one of you might be.
Yeah. Well, look who came up with it really fast.
Yeah.
He
Damn
knew
it,
he
now,
went
they
straight to
start,
that.
now they start pointing
That was in
fingers
his
at each
favourites.
other.
With this show, it has to be.
I want to. I know you've been asked a lot, but you ever do that with children? No, you. The Ricky Gervais on the Golden Globes,
Right.
What's the real story there? And I think it's what Ricky said. Like everybody had a great time with it, but the news. Why would they? Why would they try to make it seem like a lot of people are upset about this?
Why would the news want to make it seem like there was a story? Let's just sit and think about that one for a moment.
I just said something really stupid.
Jeez, what are you, fucking me?
Yes, no, I think the story is that everyone was really offended and that, like, he was off air for an hour because he was being told off. I was back there with him. No one came back. In fact, they were rude. They didn't even come back and say hi. But they certainly didn't come back and tell him off. Were people offended? I don't know, maybe. They seem to be laughing as much as they were oohing and eyeing. I don't know. It seems like someone's manufactured a story out of this.
Yeah, because it was...
Which is good for Ricky.
The only reason I watched it, it was coming on, and I said, I want to see this because Ricky Gervais is hosting it. That's the only reason I'm watching. Who gives a shit about the Golden Globes? And that's why I watched it. And then to see like all the flack the next day, it's like, but that's what you're getting. Do you know Ricky Gervais?
But I don't. Also, I really genuinely don't think Bruce Willis is offended if you make a joke about it. He's Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I don't think...
he made Die Hard. That's enough. It's like this is the thing. I just don't buy this idea that everyone's devastated and weeping into their coffee the next day. I just don't buy it. You know, they're movie stars. They're millionaires. They've won the lottery of life.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. Yeah, they fucking win the lottery. Now they're giving themselves awards for winning the fucking lottery. Yeah. You know, enough already. When I was a writer on the Oscars for Chris, okay?
Jesus.
It was
that would be Chris Rock, Steve.
It was a lose-lose situation.
I thought it was like a party, an Oscar party.
No, but it was a lose-lose in my opinion, because if he wasn't edgy enough, then his fans are going, oh, look, he watered it down, you know, and if he was too watered down, then it's not right. You know, if you're going to get him, that's what you're getting. Yeah. Okay? So deal with it.
That's why Ricky Gervais
decided to do.
He did such a good job because he went after people. It was funny. It was genuinely fun. And people are saying they haven't watched an award show and actually laughed at the host in years.
Right. And it's funny in a way that that he not only is he the one that people are talking about after the event, none of the award winners, but normally as well, the Golden Globes is normally the conversation's dead after people have dissected their dresses. They're still talking about it like a week later, you know. So surely it's good for the Globe.
I had a two winner parlay on the Golden Globes.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a gambling bet. Not a good one?
No, not a good anything. That was...
Okay,
that
so
wasn't
I'm fucking 8 for
390% or whatever the fuck you were talking about.
Yeah, the fucking Golden Globes. Anyhow, you know what the fuck? No one. You're right.
This is the weirdest thing for me. We did the show Extras. We talked about it earlier. That was a show that seemed to be trying to skewer celebrity, trying to laugh at the kind of, you know, much as I love movies. I love movie stars. I've worked with people in movies myself. I enjoy the process of it. But you know. We were sort of laughing at the people who take themselves too seriously, the pomposity, the arrogance, the ego. They gave us a Golden Globe for that show. You know what I mean? That's what's weird.
Wait a minute. Yeah. You obviously identified with what we were doing.
Right. And now we come on the show and he does it. And
because that's real.
Yeah.
I don't know the actor's name. It doesn't even matter. But he was doing this public announcement, you know, whatever you do about racism and, you know, we all got to get along, and he was gay and the whole thing. And then I saw one night at a comedy club cracking up at one of the most racist comics up there, sitting there. You know what I mean? So just complete fucking hypocrisy coming out of their fucking...
Well, a lot of people are full of shit.
They are. That's the word.
But, you know, bear in mind as well, though, we're bad-mouthing, like, the stars and stuff like they've been... I don't think they are.
I don't think they were either.
I don't think they are.
Publicists.
Right, so I don't know who it is. I think also, you know, this is the nature of Twitter and online now, is you can generate a story.
Make up news. Yeah.
Apparently Piers Morgan, someone just told me Piers Morgan apparently claims to have generated the "Where did Ricky go for an hour" story. Probably because he knows Ricky's on his show tonight.
Very smart. Speaking of Ricky, too, he's going to make a cameo in The American Office. What can you tell us about that?
I don't want to give anything away.
I know. But it's our job to at least try a little. But it's going to be pretty exciting.
I'm just going to go silent and make a kind of awkward silence.
Yeah. Everyone's very excited, though. Very excited that he's doing a little cameo.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do anything to destroy the character or anything.
He touches Michael Scott inappropriately.
That's good. He takes his shirt off and he actually rides on Ricky's back.
Yeah.
When you say everybody's excited, what do you mean? Like the whole country?
Dude,
like I mean,
fuck yeah, man.
I mean, are you saying
people
like,
that know funny, Rich?
I don't know how many
people. Did you watch
people
The British Office?
Yeah, I have it at home.
No, you didn't have it at home.
I know.
It's one of the greatest shows ever produced.
To me, I'm not going to lie. Fucking Extras was one of my favorite shows. Then we started watching The Office. My wife bought it. but my hearing, I couldn't keep up with it. I'm not going. I couldn't
keep up with it.
Subtitles.
I couldn't keep up.
You got a new TV where they do the subtitles for you?
No, I just was trying to listen. We have it. All I know is just two of my favorite shows are from England.
If you don't understand, you can put the English subtitles on.
On the DVD?
On the DVD.
Oh, no, when I get home tonight, I'll start it then. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He's our Carl, I'm telling you.
People say,
we got to send him around the world.
You've achieved your goals.
Listen, the other show from England is the one where the guy was a radio host and then he went and fucking bought an inn. I watched 3 or 4 episodes. I couldn't fucking stop laughing.
That has nothing to do with him.
I'm just saying the show. It doesn't matter. You can really.
You're basically saying.
So you're saying the pedophile thing has something to do with it.
But you're basically saying the show that you
just because it came out of England
helped create. I haven't seen yet.
No, I haven't. I couldn't.
Like we're getting credit for Mission Impossible because it was made in the United States.
I said, who brought up extras first here? Me. I brought it up.
Guys,
first.
let's not fight. Yeah, let's not squabble.
That's all we did.
Let's hug.
Fuck them. Listen to me.
You want to see something, Stephen? Describe one episode of Extras to Stephen Merchant.
Okay, I'll describe
one lousy episode. Go ahead.
Where Ricky's character,
and he'll give you
Ricky's character was struggling as an actor. He finally hits and gets shit going for him, and he dumps his best friend, and then he realizes in life that friendship. It means more than fucking the dumb entertainment business.
Oh my God, you're right. That was an episode, and we are as moralizing as different strokes.
That was a special episode. You just described a very special episode of Extras.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I get to take 3 words off of that list.
That's a long list. Told Rich, you got to make a book out of that.
Yeah, no, that was an episode. Yeah, that was an episode.
Very special. Had a little bit of.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that facile. The show.
I know, right? The way
it's like a kids program.
Describes it.
Unbelievable. So, what are we promoting today, Stephen? What's the
we talked about the 2 Carl shows. There's one on Science Channel on Saturday. That's where we send it around the world. There's one on Friday nights on HBO. That's the animated thing. We should mention Hall Pass, this movie I did with Owen Wilson. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if it's any good.
Wow.
But it's coming out in February. And there's probably some other stuff.
Is it better than the Fockers movie? The Fuckers movie?
Ugh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, good.
See?
I thought Meet the Parents was great. I thought the
first one was really good. And then again, just getting greedy and keep it going. And
Ocean's 18. Did you see Winter's Bone?
Winter's Bone?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
is that a porno?
It's great. No, it's a fucking great movie.
You've been saying Winter's Bone and it's actually Winter's Bone?
Winters, like the
you said
fucking
Winters.
Winters. Winter's Bone.
I've heard it's really good.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
And they, they're like,
try to sound cultured.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
you know the culture I have? I've been all over. I performed in England, fucking Holland, Scotland. I'm all over. Hong Kong. Fucking big act. I was big fucking 4 years ago. 4 years ago when I was peaking, man, let me fucking tell you something.
We all had our peak.
Oh, fuck, man. Let me tell you, when I'm... it was so good.
There's real anger in your eyes now.
Bitter in this room. Everyone's bitter.
Yeah.
Do you know John Feely, comedian in England?
No, I don't know.
He owes me $300.
You know, Stephen did stand-up. That's how I met Ricky, too.
Did you do stand-up?
I do stand-up, but I didn't.
Do you still do it as much?
Yeah, I went back to it. I stopped it for a while. It's hard stand-up.
Oh, I did that fucking Jongleurs in Camden.
Oh, that's a brutal place.
But I'm over there. So they put, I'm the fucking American on the show. All right, I got one strike against me. And they put on some American open micer right before me. And now our next American, it was fucking, and this room, it's, I think, Camden or something, jungle. It's like a fucking knife fight to begin with. All right?
Yeah.
It was a knife fight. I mean.
No, those places are brutal. It's people who've just come in, they're all bearded up before they even start. Yeah. It's like bachelor parties and stuff. And the people who run them aren't even, I don't think they care about the comedy. Half the people there don't even want to be there.
It's a fucking...
Wow. Sounds like a great place.
Horrific.
We did that show over there called The World Stands Up, though, which is pretty cool. The comedy specials in England. That was fun. The audiences were great. It was in a nice theater and stuff. But some of them... And they looked at also, too, and I didn't realize this, in England, the comics... look down on comedians that sell CDs and DVDs after shows or something. Like I was out there after one of my shows.
We look down on you here too. The audience looks like, ugh.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, but you weren't selling your own CDs and DVDs.
No.
Maybe that's
just some that you like brought over that you want to get rid of. The Office. I can't understand this crap. You want to buy it?
All bootleg copies of everyone else's work.
Yeah, I got a bootleg off the TV.
Yeah, I got a bootleg.
It's a VHS of different strokes.
Carol Channing.
Oh, have we run out of steam, guys? I feel like your energy's waned.
No,
it's time to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, it is? Okay.
2 years ago.
That's what we try to tell you when you got in here.
So we're just filling now,
We
are we?
just punch clock.
We're just filling up the next couple of minutes before you have to go off
Fill
air.
it up, fill her up.
Okay.
We just filled for the last 4 hours.
That's what we care about. Yeah, the whole show is filler.
Yeah.
Really,
Okay.
when you think about it.
Is anyone listening to this?
Nah, probably not.
What kind of audiences are you getting?
No
one tells you.
Like that old guy that had the black kid on his
What's
back.
that? No. people that don't read ingredients on food. Okay, just a bunch of fucking hemoglobins.
Talking about the our
the
audience.
bigums.
We've been out and met our audience. They're
Scum?
for the most part huge,
Right.
big. They don't take care of themselves physically very well. The guys don't have girlfriends. The girls don't have boyfriends.
Yeah.
Actually, the girl doesn't have a boyfriend.
Their parents
Majority
drop
of the
them off at
audience
the
is-
events.
Yeah. It's real. It really
they have
is
too many
awful.
DUIs under their belt.
But they are whizzes on the computer.
They sure
If you
are.
give them
Yeah.
your password, they will fucking just.
They hate to a point you don't even realize they're fans.
No,
they're
but
brilliant at it. They're brilliant at their hating.
The real true comedy fans that come out to the clubs really know. They're really good fans, though.
Right.
The fucking ones that are like the ones that'll come next week to
Don't
see
get
me.
maudlin
The
about
ones
them.
that'll see me in Boca at the Funky Buddha,
Oh,
or
good
this
plug.
weekend in
You snuck a
Harrisburg
plug in.
at the Comedy Zone.
See
The
what he
ones
did
that'll
there?
see me in Harrisburg are fucking great. Okay.
See what
Those
he
are
did
my
there?
favorites. The guy when I was in I was in Rhode Island over the weekend, and let me tell
Oh,
you,
my
I can't
God,
tell you how
who
arrogant they
cares?
were about the Patriots. No, I was fighting two guys in the audience. I made a joke. I walked on stage saying,
Oh, you did?
saying that Tom Brady broke his ankle or this and that. You know,
That was a joke?
before no, hold on, no, I started no. Listen, Jesus Christ,
Tom Brady brings his ankle, this and that. Yeah, man. You say it.
Let me rephrase. I opened the show, by saying I got bad news because they're big Patriot fans up there.
Yeah.
Football we play here, and they were so arrogant up there about the Patriots. Two guys walked out because I was smashing the Patriots. This is before the game. They fucking said "fuck you," and they walked out.
So we
And
get that part of it, okay?
I don't know where I was going with the story. Filler. This is all filler.
Okay, so-
Listen,
No.
So there's an
We don't
Idiot
really know
Abroad.
this guy.
That's on Science Channel on Saturday.
Yeah,
It's
we
Ricky
know
Gervais
it's when to
Animated
get
Show.
out.
That's on HBO on Fridays. I'm out of here. See ya.
You're gonna be a voice in Portal 2, that video game.
Yeah, I'm a voice in Portal
that's
2
cool.
for any
I love
computer
the first
dudes.
one. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I did
And
that.
I'm looking for the second one.
Yeah.
You were in the first one?
No, I just did the voice for the second one.
Okay,
yeah,
see?
the voice of a robot that guides you around. That is hard work, man. Have you ever done a voice for a computer game?
Yeah, a few of them.
Oh wow, yeah. You spend hours not down there, down here.
You're yelling.
Come back. Yeah.
You got to yell and yeah. We did a bunch of voices for Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, are you the DJs on there?
No,
we're the assholes.
Is there DJs?
I was like the guy that sells guns and.
Right.
Then I was a cop and just funny shit though. You got to yell, "Hey, don't touch me!"
Is this me in the computer?
Oh, is this you?
Oh, for God's sake. They told me that if I ever turned this flashlight on, I would die. They told me that about everything. I mean, I don't even know why they bothered giving me this stuff if they didn't want me to use it. It's pointless. Mad. I mean, that's the sort of stuff you've got to listen to for hours at a time when you're playing this game. Because I keep saying to them, I said, like, it's not going to get irritating, is it? Like I play a video game and it's fine for the first 10 minutes, and then like when you keep going back to the same level because you can't get through, it's still me again. Same
Enough
jokes.
already. Yeah.
I hate those games you can't just hit the save button real
Right.
quick. Like you get past the point and go, "Bah, save!"
Yeah.
That way I don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you've got to pass a checkpoint. Fuck the checkpoint.
Hey,
I'm a big gamer. You play games?
I used to, but then I sort of realised
grew
that
up?
one of the reasons I wasn't getting girls was I was spending too much time playing games.
keep telling yourself
It's
that.
rare that it's.
That might have been a joke.
Oh, there it was. He was biding his time. He wasn't going to let the crack I made earlier go by without revenge. He could have waited for days.
You were sitting and
Don't
waiting.
you think I would have drove home in my car thinking, what should I have said?
Is this how quick you are when there's a heckler at a club? An hour later, all right, say that again in 40 minutes. I'm going to be back here in a month's time. You come back and you say that.
He tells the 10 o'clock show what he would have told the guy at 8 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's get out.
That's what I say.
Stephen Merchant, we're all huge fans,
Thank you, man.
Thanks for stopping
Absolutely.
by. Say hi to Ricky. I think Ricky's coming on in a few weeks to do
Is
our
he?
show as well.
Cool.
Yeah, but I think we talked over your plug. The Ricky Gervais Show, Fridays at 9 on HBO, and Carl's show on the Science Channel is.
It looks fucking
Yeah,
hysterical.
An
man.
Idiot Abroad is what it's called.
And when is it on?
Saturdays.
This weekend?
Yeah, I think
It's the
it starts
first
this weekend.
episode?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to fucking DVR that.
We could do the American version. We steal everything from over there anyhow.
Yeah, and go way too long with it.
There's only 7 wonders, though. That's the problem.
I'll make 10.
Yeah, you can't come up
He's
with
gonna be
another
building
wonder.
some.
All right, let's get out of here. Thank you. And Rich, you got your plugs in, I
thanks so
do
much.
believe.
Yes,
so.
yeah. The Harrisburg this weekend and
The
Funky Buddha Tuesday.
Comedy Zone Harrisburg this weekend. All right, there you go.
And
See you
nice
guys
golf
tomorrow.
courses.
So what becomes of you, my love, when they have finally stripped you off the handbags and the glad rags that your granddad had to sweat so you could buy?
The Virus. Sirius XM. This